For this review, we're looking at the Phoenician located in Scottsdale, Arizona. This one I went to in the middle of summer, so I was hoping for a nice upgrade, and we'll get into that in a moment. This is the lobby area, kind of the outside. They have valet, and then you can also self-park, which I'll show later. When I got there around 1 p.m., there was quite a line for check-in. There was a few people working, so I was kind of surprised to see. I did do one of the 5 nightly upgrades that I had, free nightly upgrades, and they declined it when I was there. And they did give me a little bit nicer room, but I was kind of surprised considering it was the dead of the summer and it really wasn't that busy. So I just felt like they didn't want to give an upgrade, which whatever, they don't have to. Room kind of like basic. It was a good size though. And then my view was of the pool. They did ask pool or mountain view. Do not choose the mountain view. You'll be staring directly at a rock. I was talking to some other people there, and the mountain view is literally a rock. Not the rock, but a rock. Into the bathroom area, this was like probably the best part or nicest part of the room. It was really large with a shower that had amazing water pressure, and then a toilet separate of that, and then a huge sink. And they did have quite amenities that was fully stocked. And if you want that little thing of lotion, it's $65. But you are at a nice resort, so I'm not surprised by resort prices. Looking at the black light, getting into this piece, I only saw a little bit of speck in the bathroom, a few different places, but overall I would say pretty clean and passes my test. We've seen much worse, and especially at luxury places, they're typically the least clean, which is surprising. But here, kind of bucked that trend and did not see a lot going on. Then in the bathtub, I was hoping, not that I was going to use it, but I was hoping there was nothing there, and that looked pretty clean. The shower also was clean. You can't really tell because of the grout lines. The only thing that I really noticed was the actual drain. A lot of it was kind of covered by debris, so I don't know, you can clean that out. The flooring where they did have carpet was all clean. I didn't really see any specks. The only place I did see one was on the couch, just one. Nothing really as of note there, but I would say overall, room, bathroom, everything was very clean, and I was happy. Didn't have any issues here at the Phoenician. Looking at the property, they have AstroTurf, which is no surprise considering how hot it is most of the year. And those are kind of the room views, the ones that face the pool. Like the mountain views is just a rock. They have a few restaurants right there overall. And then this is me heading down to the pools. They have 3 different levels of pools. The first and the third level are not adult only, but the middle one is. So this is the first level. There's a few different angles here. And they do have service. They'll come to you and ask you what you want. I found it to be spotty, the level of service, but everyone was super friendly. And this is the third level down there at the bottom. I would say the most people were down there. And then there's a few different hot tubs, which I know you want to use when it's 120 out. They did have some kids areas as well. They have a slide and then a water park, or a small water park, which opens daily as well, which is what you see here. So kids aren't really all in your face, but if you do want that more secluded, level 2 is where you want to go. And then I took a little journey to the fitness area. They have like ping pong, billiards on the bottom level, and then when you get upstairs, that is where the actual rec center is. They have a lot of tennis courts as well. I don't know if you need to reserve them or not, but no one was playing when it was 110. They have a Peloton and a ton of equipment. It's really not that large, but I would say it's bigger than most gyms, but this is separate of the spa area, so you don't need to go through it, which I know some of them you have to go through the spa. So overall, pretty nice. They have a bell tower, just some fun stuff. So it's not too far away, but you can walk there probably in 5-10 minutes, just depending on where you are. The property's kind of spread out. They also have residences and some other like golf suites on property, and which I looked on Zillow. They're all well into the $2-4 million. They have casitas as well if you don't want to stay in like the main building. I didn't find these that nice looking, just considering a casita I feel like should be more on its own, but they're kind of all stacked on top of each other. So to each their own about what you want when booking, but that's what that kind of looked like. And then different angles here. I went up to the backside, which is what this would be that mountain view look. And they have a rock garden and just overall garden. They said watch for rattlesnakes back here. You are in Phoenix, but really this is your mountain view. So it's nice and all, but you're staring straight up at the mountain. And then from here, I went over to where the golf course area was. This was on the way I was going to go hiking up the mountain, which you'll see the views now. So you can kind of hike up on top and then look down at the resort, which is pretty cool. You can see all the different pools and just an overall like a beautiful view of Phoenix. So like I said, I walked from the resort to the hiking trail. You don't have to drive, which was pretty nice for me. Lastly, they have an underground parking if you want to park your car. It's pretty expensive, but what isn't? And then they also have like lots throughout the property. Overall, I really like this resort. I'll probably stay here again. If you're in the Phoenix area, check it out.